evening, Space Commanders, and welcome to the officially unofficial dangerous live stream for your delectation and delight. My name is Drew Wagar, and I'm here to host you for a couple of hours of general shenanigans, mucking about and not taking things too seriously on a Thursday afternoon. Well, it's evening here in the UK, it's afternoon in other places around the world, and you're, whichever locale you're in, welcome one and welcome all, whether it's daylight or afternoon or morning or in the middle of the night, because I mean, I've got no idea where you people are, so... Welcome to the madhouse, or at least the slightly unhinged house, or in my case, the mostly packed up house, as it's increasingly becoming. My life is consumed with cardboard boxes at the moment. It's very, very exciting indeed. Well, not really. In fact, it's quite mind-numbingly boring. But hey, what can you do? What can you do? Never mind. Right, we must do the thing, because the thing is the thing. The thing must be done before we get started. Otherwise, the gods of the infinite cosmos will look down upon us and go, hang on a minute, he didn't do the thing, so I shall curse him with bad streamer's luck or something. Anyway, let's do it. I'm going to scroll back to the top of the chat and welcome you all effectively. Now, who have we got first in the chat? Big 39GT in here. Now, this is getting a bit silly, right? The stream starts at 8 o'clock UK time, and Big 39GT is in the chat 9 minutes past 7, almost an entire hour before the stream starts. What are you doing, man? You must have something better to do in your life. Followed at 21 minutes past by MP Tolby as well, who was presumably hoping to get in there pretty early and got pipped at the post already. Wintermute GB is here. Of course he is. Much more civilised, 22 the hour. And Caper66 is here as well, so good to see you. Top Shot is agreeing with me, basically saying, what the hell are you doing, you crazy commanders? But there we go, never mind. Commander Bones lost his keys. Have a Boo Boo is here with 4 thumbs up as per normal. Commander Mindle is here. Chris F0001 is here. Blogtwat is here. Frank Miner 2949er is here. Enigma-ish is being Enigma-ish, as always in the corner. Cyberdarmy is here. The generic boy remains generic, but we love him, even so. It's a good thing. Mega Plastic Man is in there as well. Biff Boy 81 is here. Apaphus UK is here. The Harkoonans are here. Boys as ever to invade Arrakis, which they never ever get on with doing, but we live in hope. The Funny Asteroid here, because it's never a good space game without a funny asteroid. Commander Tenebris is here. Lumsace is here. The Triple X Personalities is here. All 3 of them. That's going to need some explanation at some point. We're going to have to get into that one. Gumpazia is here as well. The Rundown Titan. Well, I do feel sorry for the Titans with all these pesky humans going in there and blowing them up. So it's understandable that they're a bit run down. Leslie Graham is here. Myon Toxin is here. Commander Tragic Blue is here. We have a first-time chat from Commander Space Dog. You old Space Dog, you. Welcome to the stream. Aussie G is here as well. The Arrakis are here, finally. Fighting off the invasion of the Harkonnens as ever. Commander Bethron is here. Deadstar Omega is here. In Erdnus Flip. That's gonna mess up. Yeah, you asked me to pronounce something very difficult there, but I've done my best. I'm probably going to completely wrong. Sarge A9er is here as well. Good to see you. Nordlander 42 is here. Andy P783, which I know rhymes. Andy Pipkin is here as well. Commander Terrakoff is here. Sophie St. Going Well is here. Commander Silent Double D is here. And another first-time chat from Gustav, 1985. Now, 1985 was a good year. It was a long time ago, but it was a good year. Welcome to you. Simeon Gray is here. The Ugly Spirit is here. And apologising for being late, but never mind. And another first-time chat. We'll have all you first-time chatterers tonight. Well, welcome to you all. Why on earth you're coming in to watch this stream, I've got no idea, but you're welcome anyway. It's a first-time chat from Rinny McCready, which is an excellent name, actually. I like that. That's good. Come on, the Fang Darker is here. The Benj09 is here as well. Cyberdime is here. Lucky Luigi is here. DJ Squibby is here. Aussie G is here. Blue Ganymede is here. The Kazakh is here. Mad Monk Soft is here. Poised as ever on Wikipedia if we need him. Prince Hugo is here. Rapapta is here. Sirius Sam. I want to say Sirius AM _ 7. Sorry about that. Sirius Sam _ 7 is here. Sizzle is here as well. If I did this at 7:30, I could save a lot of time. Yeah, but I'm eating my tea at 7:30, and if you keep slaying me down, it's going to take even longer. It's bad luck if we don't do it. It's a known thing, right? Commander Welsh Dragon is here. Purple Mist 8 is here. Solstice Project is here. Minsky is here, and that's the last one. You get in. If you don't get in before I get to the bottom of the stream, that's it. You've had your chance. So there we go. Welcome on and welcome all. It's now time for the World Wide Ball, which I will keep reasonably short. But yeah, we've got to do some because it's, again, tradition, right? Here we go. Ready? Brace, 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 brace for impact. Right, but here we are, back once more, my friends. It's Thursday. It's good here in the UK as well. I don't know about the rest of the world. We've got 2 days off. Friday is a bank holiday. As I waffled on last week, it's called Good Friday for reasons which aren't immediately obvious, because a major figure in a major world religion got nailed to a cross and died, but he did come back to life. So maybe that's why it's good. But it was an odd way of saying it was good. But anyway, it's Good Friday tomorrow, so we get the day off in the UK. I don't know about other countries, but we also get Monday off as well. We call it Easter Monday, which is basically just an extra day. So we got a 4-day weekend. How cool is that? So that's excellent news, just in general terms. So I'm very happy about that. Because I suppose we're nominally a Christian country here in the UK. I mean, I don't know what the percentage of people who actually believe in Christianity is nowadays, but we'll go along with the good bits, as it were. And so we get to stuff enormous quantities of chocolate over the weekend. So there's nothing wrong with that at all. So I'm going to fully avail myself of the religious opportunities available to me in the domain of curved chocolate over the next few days. So yes, Christian chocolate, especially curved Christian chocolate. So we'll see how it goes. So that's all good. So yeah, waffle. I was actually on a couple of podcasts this week, so I was getting deep into the nostalgia, because the first podcast I did was basically when you were a kid, what cool things were there going to be, and how do you feel it went? And the second podcast was all about Ulysses 31. So I got to reminisce about one of my favourite cartoons. So yes, it was deep in the nostalgia. I can't give too many spoilers away because the podcasts haven't come out yet, but. It was good fun. It did make me think about. I mean, when I was a kid in the 70s, and some of you will know this. When you were a kid, lots of cool things were promised in the media of the time, right? TV and films and various other things. Now, I was firmly convinced when I was 7 that I would grow up to be a space commander. It was inevitable, really, because I had everything going for me. I was a geek. I was a nerd. I knew everything there was to know about internet spaceships and things like that, but long before there was an internet. But yeah, no, I do feel a bit shortchanged by the future. Looking back on it now as a 50-year-old, I was like, where's my flying car for a start? Okay, where's my flying car? Where's my rocket-powered jetpack? Where's my hoverboard? All these things. I mean, we did get some cool stuff. I mean, like all the computers and stuff I have now, right? And mobile phones and things like that. But I would swap all of that. I'd swap the internet, mobile phones and all this kind of malarkey for a flying car and some rocket powered jetpacks. Maybe a robotic kitchen assistant. Yeah, that would be quite good. But I am a space commander. Well, I am a virtual space commander, but I was going to be a genuinely real space commander, because I mean, when I was growing up in the 70s, I was promised a spinning space station in orbit by the year 2001. Right? I was promised a moon base on the moon. Obviously, that's because that's where moon bases are. In the year 1999. So I figured, okay, by the year 1999, I'll be 39. So I'll be right in the middle of my sort of career things. Like I could be a moon base consultant or something. So I could hop up to the space station, do some consultancy things, whatever it is people do with their work. So I didn't have a very clear idea of that when I was 7. But clearly I'd have a job on the space station, and then clearly I'd go onto the moon base and do cool stuff on the moon, and maybe go off to Jupiter or something. Because that's what I was promised, right? Where did it all go? It all went wrong. So NASA are recruiting it. I feel, along with many other things. I mean, for example, I feel I've left it a little bit late to start my Formula One career. May have left that one a bit late. I do feel that I may have left it a bit late to start my NASA career as well. That may be slightly hampered also by not being American and not being all that good a pilot. Or at least not being a very good air traveller either. So yeah, I suppose we kind of avoided the dystopian 1984, didn't we? But all those things. I mean, future didn't turn out the way we wanted it. I don't know. It felt a lot more optimistic in the 70s, in the from a kind of technological perspective, and going into the 80s. It all went wrong. You see, what happened is we got seduced by the dark side of the force, and then we spent all our time on the internet making cat memes and inventing things like Google and Facebook, where we should have been looking out into space and making spaceships. That's where we all were wrong, as far as I'm concerned. Ah dear, your flying car was the DeLorean. Yeah, okay. So yeah, no exploding moons. I mean, I mean, I suppose you look at Buck Rogers and you look at Star Trek and all those. I mean, I know Star Trek's in the future, but I mean, there was no opportunity. I mean, take Buck Rogers, right? There was no opportunity for me to get stuck on a spaceship that was blasted into orbit and returned back to Earth 500 years later. I mean, that would have been a bit of a laugh, wouldn't it? Assuming there was an Earth. And everybody was dressed in spandly latex kind of stuff, by the time you returned. It obviously totally plausible to me as a kid. So, but hey, never mind. It was not to be. The future has turned out somewhat differently. So there we go. We're going to do right now. We have a bunch of stuff, and I was going to do a bit of a power play thing. Now we've got the FDev stream to react to in a bit. Just go through some of the details on that. But before that, we have some community stuff, and I've just seen Philip R has popped in the chat. So give us an update on what you've been doing, Philip, in the chat. I will give a little commentary. We have got another item as well in the community comms that I do need to touch on as well. So we will go on from there. Someone's now mentioned the $6 million man. And what was that? What was the other one? The man from Atlantis. That was a good one as well. Just swimming underwater and then little gills. Dear. Never mind. Right. Anyway, let's head over for some community comms before I get distracted by anything else. That was the World Wide Wall. And brace, my friends. Brace for the community comms. Here we go. I still need a brace emoji. I'll see if I can get you one of those. That's quite good. Now, first things first, I did want to make a little bit of a shout out actually first, because there's a group of people who have been slaving away in the background for probably years and gone without any appreciation whatsoever. So I think they deserve some. There's on my Discord there are a bunch of moderators, right? Basically try their damnedest, basically, to keep things in line and keep things in check. Now, we don't have too many rules on my Discord, but you've got to have some, right? And these guys selflessly slave away day after day after hour. They never sleep. They are the guys. They deserve a round of applause. So a stand up. I'm just going to name them. I mean, some of them are in the chat now, so which is really good. So Wintermute GB is amongst them, and the Big Boo are probably the most well known ones out there. So congratulations to them. The Wyvern is out there. Sleepy D Wagon Man as well. Stroke Commander Ice Angel. Dr. Quest MD. Some of you will have seen probably more on the Star Citizen side of things. And Dr. Introvertius is there as well. So a big thanks to the moderators for the work that they do. It's much appreciated. So there we go. So Philip's saying you've now got only 2 charities and one of them is backed out. So when are you doing your sponsored silence, Philip? Make sure you tell me so I can plug that a little bit for you. That'd be quite good, because anything to do with charities is good stuff. Bograt is here as well. Good to see you, Bograt. So yeah. Anyway, big thanks to the moderator team, because I am a busy man. At the moment, I'm getting insanely busy, and they just keep an eye on things. They have had to do a little bit of the occasional moderating of folks over the time, so I appreciate their efforts. Thank you very much, guys, and that's all very good. So commiserations, as appropriate. So Philip's doing that on the 21st of June. Okay, so we'll keep tabs on that for you. Now, the other one, I was just notified about this literally before I was going on stream. A slightly sadder one, I'm afraid. We have sent to me in in personal messages on Discord. There's a group of players called and many of you will know them, the Prismatic Imperium. Okay, so I mean, they're as far as I'm concerned, they're the baddies because they're aligned with Aisling Duval. But yeah, we won't go into the we won't go into that side of things. But there were a bunch of elite players who work together and obviously do law related things and ED community stuff. Now they've got a community member called in the game called Commander Foxy Ramirez. And he has just been diagnosed with esophageal cancer. There's a GoFundMe page set up now. He's been in relatively good health before this, from what I understand. Just having a quick read on it, and also so this is he's certainly younger than I am, and so a bit of a shock, quite a drastic thing. Obviously, he wants to fight it and do the best he can, but there is a GoFundMe page which has been set up for him. Chap's real name is Jeremy Schonberger, I think it's pronounced. I'll put the link in the chat. If you guys could just pop across, have a read, leave a message. If you've got some available funds for these kind of things, you know what to do. I'm not going to pressurise you, guilt you into doing things or anything like that. But if you could just take a read, fellow Elite Dangerous Commander, the community is good at this sort of thing generally. So, and as far as I'm concerned, it's a good thing to. For us to highlight, the faith, anything we can do to kind of help commanders across the globe when they're in times of trouble. So I'll stick the link in now. Thank you for Triplex Personalities for highlighting it for me, and I appreciate that. And there's the link. Please go check it out. There have been a few donations in there already, but again, anything we can do to kind of help out these people affected by this thing. I lost my dad to cancer, so kind of one of those things close to my heart. He had skin cancer. Lost my grandfather to lung cancer. So cancer is a bugger, basically. It's many of us. I think maybe 10%, even 25% of us are likely to get cancer at some point in our lives. So it does bring it back a bit. These sort of things. So anything you can do would be appreciated. And go and check out the link. That way we do. And thank you for bringing it to my attention there, Triplex Personalities. Not a problem talking about it. And good luck to the Prismatic Imperium as well. So I will reach out to Jeremy and give him my best regards as well. Right, we must now push on. Now we have had a frontier unlocked. So let's go and unlock our own analysis of Frontier Unlocked. Unofficially on the officially unofficial Elite Dangerous stream thingamajig. Right, you're gonna have to brace again once more, because this time it's what am I doing here? I don't know which one I'm going to use. Which one shall I use? Because I haven't kind of got one for FDevs. Maybe I'll use the community comms one again, or maybe I won't. No. What shall I use? I'm gonna because I'm gonna waffle on a bit. I'm gonna go back and use the waffle one. Let's do that. Have I pre-recorded mine now? So I haven't. No. Here we go. Right. Are you braced? Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. We're going to waffle once more because I like it. Right. No, that's Galnet. Don't want that one because there isn't any Galnet. Why have I got? Oh, that's the Discord. Let's get rid of that. I don't know why it's got a bit of the weirdness. Hang on a minute. There we go. That's fixed it. It's off. Yes. It's sort of stop, Drew. Just don't do it. So yeah, I was going to waffle up. Yes, it's Arf doing his thing. Now I haven't actually watched this yet. Because I haven't had time. This is I've skipped forward to the bit where I think he's about to talk about Elite. So we'll let him get on with it, and then we'll react to whatever PowerPlay is going to be about. And I must admit, I miss Holly. Oh, Holly's gone, but she's gone on to hopefully bigger and better things. So, and Arf seems to be on his own today. On the settee there. So, but I don't know much about PowerPlay. So. We'll have to go through that. So here we go. Let's crack on and analyse, if that's a word, what PowerPlay is all about, or what the new PowerPlay is going to be about.
Okay, we're going to have a little look at PowerPlay 2.0. I do mention it in the chat, and I have said it at the start. We were going to have a bit of a a longer conversation with the wonderful Simon Brewer, but unfortunately he was ill. So this is a little bit lighter, but we still got stuff to show you, chat, about
so
PowerPlay 2.0. And the wonderful Luke Betterton stepped in last minute, very early morning. This morning I hadn't had time to do my hair, and we sat down and had a chat about PowerPlay 2.0 coming later this year. And again, it's just a very light overview. There's some cool stuff to have a look at. Enjoy.
So is this one of those classic Frontier? You know that really, really in-depth thing that you're looking forward to? It's not going to be that.
Enjoy this. Hello, Luke. Welcome to the show. Now, Luke, correct me if I'm wrong.
So this is a pre-recorded
I believe
segment.
in the years that we've been working together, this is the first time we've probably done an interview together, right?
Yeah, I think so. Okay. Yeah, which is weird, right?
It's very weird.
Yeah. I'll skip forward until something happens, shall I?
We're in meetings at least once a week.
Yes, and we've never done this.
We
were going to have the very, very wonderful Simon Brewer, famous.
So Simon Brewer
was going to come on, but he's not been very well. So you're going to stand in for Simon, do your very best. But if in the chat we can have some 07s for Simon, we will get him on and we will talk about some of the PowerPlay stuff he's been working on. But don't despair, because Luke, you're a genius, right? So you're going to talk us through some of PowerPlay.
Yeah, apparently.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We're all so happy at Frontier
PowerPlay,
Developments.
for, I guess let's start at the top. General light touch overview for today's show.
Right.
We have got some stuff to
Okay, so it's a light touch. Is everyone unclear as to how much depth we're going to go into in this presentation? Okay, because it ain't going to be much. It's going to be light. We're just gonna think PowerPlay today. We're not going to dive in there.
show you by the way, chat.
Pretty clear.
But for those that don't know, can you give us an idea what PowerPlay is, Luke?
This could be good for me, actually.
Well, yeah,
what is PowerPlay?
We're kind of talking in like two parts, right? Currently, PowerPlay is essentially this sort of, big, sort of high-level political competition between multiple different major powers, as they're called. Obviously, it's PowerPlay.
Fair enough.
So these different powers try and own various different bits of territory because that creates, that's beneficial for their political impetus, whatever it is that they're trying to do. They all have their own characters, they all have their own political leanings.
So I've never understood with power. What are they trying to do? It's like, we've got the galaxy out there, which is composed of 100 million stars, full of all the resources that you could ever possibly want. Now, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to fight. We're going to fight over this minuscule bit of the galaxy, nicely concentrated here, and expend all our resources blowing each other up when we could just nip down the road and get a bunch of other stuff. I don't think it makes a lot of sense. But anyway,
that's essentially the version of PowerPlay that we're continuing. The way that it's implemented in the game at the moment is, should be familiar to quite a lot of people, but it's essentially, lots of different actual combats over territory. You've got non-combat activities like trade and various other bits and pieces as well. And
there were leaflets, weren't there?
PowerPlay refresh that we're doing is essentially that, but like super polished and way more engaging. So
it's basically players get a chance to play.
So is that implying that they're not going to add any more mechanics to it and they're just tidying it up, which sounds a bit disappointing. Anyway, that's super lightly polished. It's a really, really expensive lithium beeswax.
Power, right? They do activities to expand that power's influence over the galaxy, and they get rewarded for it in a nutshell. But what we're doing for PowerPlay Point, say we, still royal we, Luke, this is what you guys are doing.
Royal we. You're helping.
I'm doing my little bit. But what we're trying to do now is make this a little bit more accessible, way more polished for players, and allow them to sort of, I think the cool thing about what you're doing now is the visual representation of the player's influence on a power and its influence, therefore, on a system, right?
Okay, so I suppose the big question, which doesn't sound like we're going to get answered then tonight, is what about the game mechanics? Because the problem with PowerPlay is, why would we bother doing it? Because as I recall, and I've never done PowerPlay, but I have watched a few videos and seen some discussions about it. Is the big thing about PowerPlay is you get some cool stuff for pledging to the power for a certain amount of time, right? Like prismatic shields I've come across, and there's various other things, right? Pack-hound missiles, I think. Pack-hound missiles, part of one of the things. But after you've got the cool thing, why stay pledged, right? So they need to, they've got to fix the reason as to why. What's the motivation for PowerPlay? I think that's a big thing, which doesn't sound like they're going to answer that tonight.
Yeah, it's exactly that. So you've got
it's exactly that.
Yeah, in the existing system, it's very it's high level. There's a lot of menus. You generally you get a feeling for how your actions are affecting PowerPlay when you look at PowerPlay. But we don't feel like it's doing a good job of connecting to the universe. Whereas what should be happening is these powers are coming in and essentially just imposing their own sort of influence on the various different locations that they are then taking control over, or competing for control over. And even in locations where they're not in control, obviously that should look and feel different. And that's kind of one of the main things we want to do with PowerPlay, is that as you move around the galaxy, you can see PowerPlay
so you can see some stuff.
And that means that as you do stuff in PowerPlay, you can make that happen yourself, and you can direct those changes, or and thousands of other people can do it.
Yes, and that's the cool thing. And one of the things we're going to show now, so I think if our wonderful producer Adam can start rolling some of the footage, we're going to have a look at sort of the different states we can find systems in for PowerPlay, right? And we're going to look at an Imperial station or stations in various different states. Then we're going to talk about the states as a light touch. As we're looking at it now, we're looking at the footage going through
this looks exactly like the space station I was
states. So we've got exploited, fortified, and stronghold, and we'll see these ticking through. But what you'll notice here, and I guess it's probably best in. This is where we were going to have the wonderful Simon, because he's done a lot of work here and a lot of
he'd do a fantastic job of explaining what's going on here. So I guess we'll talking about exploited, right? Exploited.
Oh, hang on. We can see an Ashling banner.
Some of these terms will be familiar to people who've played PowerPlay before, but in this instance, essentially, a power has come in and said, we're here, we're doing stuff, right? We are going to
put up a poster.
We're going to apply our influence here, and we don't really care too much about what
an Imperial sign
decided to do politically speaking, but we're going to impose our kind of influence over the top of that. So that means that you'll see things like, the locals won't be too happy about this potentially, because it's a very early stage of their kind of integration. So you'll see
what are the locals going to do?
I hate this person, or whatever it is.
So they're just going to be grumpy.
Some light branding, some of the banners will change very quickly.
The banners.
That's the thing that the power can do very easily and very quickly. And then as things get a little bit more, as you progress from exploited and you start to increase the power's influence over the system, you show the locals that this is a good thing for you guys, actually. You should enjoy this. You're into this is a great thing for your
will
economy.
Enjoy this.
Some of the powers are a little bit more like that, which is the kind of Iron Fist versus the
gentle touch.
Iron Fist of the Empire.
His improved sort of social experiences for you guys. His improved quality of life. There's a lot of different character to each of the powers, and that kind of comes across in how you play. But it also comes across in how how much you can see the influence of the power in the
big things
states.
will continue tomorrow then.
And we're seeing here then it goes
now it's gone blue.
to fortified.
Okay, so
fortified, so you start to see a little bit more branding. They've started to get some of those physical things in there.
So a few new things hanging
from the roof. They're really trying to make their presence more firmly known, and it's a little bit more permanent looking as well. Obviously, it isn't permanent. You can change this as a player, but it's harder to push things out of this state. And that's represented in the game as well. So you can see at the top, we've got I'm pointing at the screen as if anyone can see. You've got the banners, the physical banners at the top with Ashling's
projector things on the ground,
her logo on it. You can see the big banners on the side as well. Obviously,
it's all about the banners, isn't it?
Electronic kind of holographic banners. You'll see adverts integrated as well. The vending machines will start to change as well. They'll get a little bit more Empire themed if it's an Empire.
Where are the vending machines? I've totally missed the vending machines. Where are they? And as an incoming glorious liberator of this star system, my first priority is going to be to put up some banners and update the vending machines. No more Mr. Coffee for you guys. It's Imperial tea all the way. Hot. PowerPlay snacks. Ashling celebratory hair winks. Listian evil juice. Sponsored by all independent systems. Dear. Where are there vending machines already? I've never seen a vending machine in here. Where are the what's a vending machine?
And this is the thing as well. This
I
is
haven't
what
seen
kind
a
of
vending
like.
machine in
I feel
there.
bad for not having Simon on. I'm glad you're here, by the way, Luke. I'm not saying it's not always.
Yeah, no, I'd like Simon to be here as well. It'd be great.
But I mean, it's stuff.
There
down
aren't
to
any
the
vending
the
machines.
contents of the
Oh.
vending machines is the detail
He's-
you'll notice.
he's mentioned it again.
This will change depending on sort of where these systems are sitting.
Like I could.
The vending machine. The vending machines that don't exist are being updated. What's going on? Okay, if our faction wins, you can have orange juice in the vending machines. If they win, you get apple juice. Oh wow! So we're actually bringing in consequences. Well, I suppose we did ask for consequences from PowerPlay. A consequence of this great intergalactic war. We will fight them on the beaches. We will fight them in the streets. Never in the field of human conflict of so many vending machines. Been updated with new snacks. Oh dear. Never. In a field of human conflict. There's so much. Pick it up. Oh dear. Vending machines. Of all the things you could say, right, what's the most important thing within the space station that needs to be updated to indicate somebody's taken over? Vending machines would not be at the top of my list. I haven't even seen a vending machine. Gonna have to look out for some vending machines. All hail the Emperor. Bask in her orange juice. Oh dear. Okay.
How
I can picture Simon's face now as he's talking about this stuff, getting super hyped about all of this, and
Super
just being
hyped.
like, oh, I want to point out all of the cool stuff, and I'm not. I feel like I'm going to do a disservice to this.
No, you're not. You're doing
And
a
then-
great job.
So let's
Okay,
talk
so
about
there's
Stronghold
Imperial-
briefly whilst that's
Oh,
still
hang
running.
There's
so
Ashling Deval.
the,
Okay, well,
the Stronghold stuff,
you
like,
know,
obviously you've got all those physical assets, you've got all of this stuff layered on.
joking aside, I don't think the jokes are necessarily entirely unfair. But I quite like that we're finally getting some superpower flavour in the stations. That I do actually quite like, because it made no sense that you went into, you know, one of Akenar's space stations, or one of Earth's space stations, or one of the Alliance headquarters space stations, and you didn't see any kind of propaganda for that organisation. So actually, I do quite like they've put it in here. So I don't mind seeing the banners. And it makes sense that the banners would change if somebody else takes over, right? So I suppose that's quite good. I quite like that. The vending machines, I think, are going to be a bit of a meme somehow. But you know, the fact that there's an Imperial flag there, I quite like that. I kind of feel that should have been in years ago, right? But hey, we'll take what we can get. So that I think is actually pretty cool. I do like that.
On, but now you're starting to see the full impact of this power. Like as a stronghold state, that is the top level of influence that a power can hold. And essentially everyone in the system is now convinced that it's pretty good to have this power here, and we're very supportive of that, and that comes across in all the physical locations as well.
Yeah.
So you can start to see, you've got there's a lot more physical branding. You've got the stamps on the floor. You've got all the vending machines are probably very firmly
There's
kind of
vending
fire themes with occasional normal stuff mixed in.
Yeah. So I mean, I think we've got, I mean that's
basically.
yeah. So we talk.
Somebody really had that on their list, didn't they? No matter which, when they were there in the design decision meetings at Frontier, it was like, yeah, what do we need to update? Well, how about the banners? Yeah, that's a good idea. We'll put the banners in. And there was somebody in that meeting who basically said, vending machines. It was non-negotiable. So whoever that was, I mean, props to them, to be fair. But
It's 3 states, and there is another state which is contested. We'll save that for another show.
Yeah,
'cause that's
contested
obviously-
is a fun one. Obviously,
Okay, so
we're
there's gonna be
talking
some
currently
weird
about
stuff that we
what
haven't seen
happens
yet.
when you've actually gotten a hold of the system.
okay, so that was it.
But-
So the other thing, actually, looking at that with Ashling Deval banner there, it was It's like, is there only one official portrait of her looking, standing there with her blue hair, looking, looking sideways? I thought she'd commissioned a few more artist prints. So,
the
anyway,
really interesting stuff, which is I do want to talk about
really
it,
interesting stuff that we're not going to talk about.
Do it properly, but that's the
classic Frontier cliche. We should have a Frontier unlocked bingo card, and definitely one of the boxes on that should be. We got some cool stuff which we're not going to show you today. Bingo. Dear. So it's nice to see a bit of variety on the interiors, I suppose. It's not much variety, but it's a little bit.
You push the power down to the point where they're almost holding on to this, and then you can get it into that tipping stage.
Okay, so you get interior changes.
So players
which
can
reflect the
undermine this.
political
If you all
status.
pledge to one power and other players pledge to another, obviously we all want to expand. Space is big, but obviously we all bump into each other at some point, and then there'll be a bit of a to-do, I think is the posh way of putting it.
Frontier drinking game, that's what
so
we
we've
do.
had a look at some of the visual changes.
So that's
We'll
the
have a look
inside.
there. The other thing I think we'll touch on really, really briefly, because it's still, and again, chat, we'll probably sit in the top left-hand corner. It's
going to be light.
Please bear in mind that this is all very, very much work in progress for us.
Work in progress.
But we do want to kind of
work in progress.
touch on very lightly the
Very
galaxy
light,
map. We're
very
trying to
light.
get the footage to show you here, where you're going to make it a little bit clearer for players to work out just where powers are and how they're interacting with each other. And this is sort of all the way throughout.
What's happened here? Tia Nisler's gone over to the Empire? What? What? The actual... That's not right. What's going on? What? That's been deliberately put in there to annoy me, isn't it? Maybe it's just testing.
Of what PowerPlay the refresh is going to be, right? There's a lot of UI work going in here.
Yeah.
Okay, so this isn't the same, is it? This isn't just the normal Galaxy map. This is
type effect that you can see, but
gluey space stuff.
It looks good on paper. It doesn't look as good when you're actually trying to make use of it and you're trying to look at the barrier between stuff. There's a lot of stuff that I think people are going to be picking over with this, because if you know how PowerPlay
So those are what, the headquarters of
then
Powers?
The refresh, what we're kind of internally calling PowerPlay 2, is there's stuff that's revealed by this galaxy map stuff. I think that'll be really interesting for people.
Yeah,
but
so,
you can definitely visually
pretty.
see the territory, and also it means that if we were to zoom in, you get a lot more detail about who owns what state it's in.
Oh, hang on! Whoa! Stop! There's the stars have turned into little arrows, haven't they? Some of them are pointing down. Well, all of them are pointing down, actually. Does that mean anything? That one's got a plus.
Yeah, still a little bit of a work in progress. There's some stuff we
Maybe
still want to do here, but
and
it's much clearer.
And to be clear, again, none of this is final. A lot of this stuff, and again, thank you so much.
Because some of it was big bubbles in space.
Grabbing stuff. We
We
want to show this. We want to show that. So we're not going to zoom in. But I think what we're trying to get across here, and the thing about PowerPlay 2.0 is what you guys have done, and what I've seen is
shock horror.
It's a lot easier for players to take.
Yeah, actually, some of the powers are missing, aren't they? They're not all there.
Edge to it, and then find a way to make meaningful change and see and track their effort, right? Which is another thing which we haven't got anything to show here, but just allowing players to see just how well they are doing in a chosen system.
Some sort of ability to see how well PowerPlay is actually happening.
It's a far more,
because otherwise it's just
it's a far
text,
more reflective system now in terms of player effort to reward.
That's a really big thing as well. I don't want to undersell this. I think it's really important that we one of the main things that we're aware of especially in PowerPlay is you don't know what's happening elsewhere. Mm-hmm. You don't know what other players.
I don't know what's happening elsewhere anyway. I've never known. No changes there. There's
doing. We want to change that. We want to really make that visible, so you know if people are pushing back against you. Even if they log on,
there's going to be tools to see.
You can tell. You can log on and
more
go,
stuff.
Oh my God, someone's pushing against us really hard here.
Yeah.
We want to push that back the other way, and you can see that, and you can feel the impact.
So
of
trying to drive a bit more interactivity.
And
more
the other
tools,
really nice thing
sense.
about PowerPlay is it's all player driven. So if something's moving, you can tell that it's a player doing it. You can tell that it's 100 players doing it. You could probably tell that it's thousands and thousands of players doing it. It's that level of weight and the fact that it's coming from another person is really visible, which is super nice.
And I think that's another really cool thing about what you guys are doing with Elite. I mean, we do love our narratives. Obviously, we've really enjoyed what people are doing with Thargoids, but I think we get the biggest kick out of watching players create their own narratives, right? And watching them push powers out
it's
and
a
do that sort of
personal
stuff. It's really intriguing
narrative.
to watch us do it. And we even saw it in the Thargoid War, right, when players sort of galvanised amongst themselves and started to form their own sort of reactionary forces.
That's one of the coolest things about the Thargoid War, and it'd be really nice to basically what we'd like to do with PowerPlay, refreshing the PowerPlay system, is to basically let you do that, but let other people be the thing that you're pushing against.
Okay, so using the Thargoid War dynamics
just to have a great
fuel
time.
power.
That's
They
the
kind of,
I think we're close.
got to
I think
try
what-
anyway.
I think what you guys are doing is
But
really,
you've got to have a
really cool. I
reason
think
for the
this
fight
is gonna
still.
be
That's the-
really
what's the
well-received
reason
and
for the
people
fight?
their teeth into it. And we will do more on this at a later date to go into this, because it is simple in terms of understanding it, but the mechanics can be complicated if you just don't know what you're looking at. And there's a lot
They
of
need to do a
changes we
playthrough
want
of it
to
really
cover.
to show us what we're missing.
Speaking of other cool things, though,
Ooh, cool things.
we talked about the stronghold state. You can get something else in a stronghold state, which is the stronghold carriers, right? I think we've got something into this.
Carriers.
Oh no, we've revealed it.
Oh no!
Okay, yeah. So again, taking that thing,
Ooh,
we
spaceships.
just want to make sure that the way that PowerPlay operates, it's in the game, right? It's happening in front of you. There's a physical representation of this. It's not just some words that we put. These are the stronghold carriers. We're talking about them from the perspective of a carrier. So there's obviously a carrier in here, but they are supported by quite a lot of other infrastructure.
It's like an armada of ships for reasons.
These are really cool because they act as essentially a hub for the people who are supporting this power. And it should be quite nice and clear, as you get up close to any of this, exactly which power it's part of, and you'll obviously see that as you move into the system as well. You get loads of warnings. You if you're not pledged,
Okay, so it's
if
like
you are pledged,
command the control center for that power. Okay, well that's
sort of experiences. You get to a stronghold. If
something
you're
to
pledged
see
that
anyway.
Power, they will
It's
welcome
always
you
nice
with
to see a
open
bunch of
arms.
capital ships together.
If you are not pledged to that power, there's stuff you can do here that you can mess with the stronghold, and that's brand new, super fun.
Okay,
Let's
We're not
talk
gonna
about
tell you
that
what it is
in
at this
context.
That's
point.
quite good.
We'll keep that for another show, but I just wanted to say, again, this is reflective in. I mean, we laugh about this. I think behind closed doors, but Elite is so big. But obviously, reflecting
So
these changes in a game that is as vast as Elite is quite difficult. But this is a really neat way of you enter into a system that's
there'll
a
be some
stronghold
bugs,
system, and
guys.
immediately you're like, oh, okay, this is a stronghold. There's a stronghold carrier here. This is a sort of a major system for this power. And this is just some of the things you guys have been doing for PowerPlay.
Yeah, there's a load more little bits and pieces that we are rapidly glossing over. But some of that stuff will be stuff we'll probably end up not even being able to figure out how to show you, and you'll just bump into it in game.
Yeah.
Some of the
Well, that's quite nice. If there is cool stuff in there that we don't, it's not immediately obvious, and we bump into it. That's a good way to discover content. I've got a problem with that.
stuff is really cool though, and we really want to show you this stuff.
Yeah, and again, this is
we've
we've got a few months yet before we get to.
That's got to be on the big go. We really, really want to show you this stuff, but we're not going to.
Summer and obviously the scheduled release for PowerPlay 2.0.
Okay, so summer,
PowerPlay
still summer.
Refresh, whatever you want to call it. But it's really cool. I'm really excited to see it. Luke,
It's really cool, and we're really excited. That's got to be. I'm going to make a bingo card.
thank you for stepping in at the last minute. I know it's you're so busy at the moment, and obviously we're calling you in from over the water, so it's been lovely to have you come in and discuss PowerPlay. Have you enjoyed
it's been
our
good.
first little? It's weird being me.
Our first little-
Yeah, so stronghold carrier equals a maelstrom. I see what you mean.
well,
So
yeah,
you think they're going to be using the maelstrom mechanics with all the control zones and things around the maelstroms to power. I mean, that makes sense that they would reuse the code and stuff. If that's if that's actually something they can do with their code. So one presenter quit, the other co-host calls a sick day on the day. Yeah, it's a bit weird. But presumably that was because this is a pre-recorded stream. Was it going to be pre-recorded before? I don't know. Maybe it was going to be live.
That's good. I'm really looking forward to showing off a bit more of PowerPlay as well. Hopefully we get Simon on at some point. He can talk in a bit more detail about some of the
Simon's the
stuff.
man.
But
There's
there's plenty more to talk about.
There's loads to talk about, and
Loads to talk about, which
as much
we're
as
not
it's been
gonna do
weird
today.
interviewing you, as someone who is in meetings with me every day, it's been great having you on, Luke. And thank you very, very, very much. And I'm sure, I'll see you in about an hour's time in the meeting. But for the rest of everybody else, we'll see you in a couple of months' time, Luke. Thanks a lot, buddy.
Awesome. Thanks.
Well,
Bye-bye.
at least somebody tried, I suppose. That's fair enough. Can't we have a go at Luke for that?
There we go. So thank you so much again, the wonderful Luke, for that brief overview. And again, thank you for stepping in literally last minute this morning.
So thank you very much, Arth. Much appreciated. So we've got banners and vending machines. We have what was the middle bit? A new galaxy map filtery thingamajiggy, and some extra carriers in the game that look cool and do stuff. So I mean, if that's just covering the visual side, I suppose the questions unanswered are basically how are the mechanics changing? And I know, that's something I'd like to have a quick look at tonight, because I didn't really think about the mechanics. So we'll do that. So brace myself, friends. Let's go and have a little poke at PowerPlay version 1.0 and see what it actually looks like today. Thank you very much, Arf. Much appreciated. So that was my reaction to the first look at PowerPlay version 2.0, and we'll now go through and have a look at PowerPlay version 1.0. Brace! Here we go, my friends. Right, just wait for my game. There it goes, it works. Abstract play was not sufficiently braced. Well, I gave you adequate bracing time. You need to pay attention. Right, so now I'm here in the station. This is the station. Now I've sort of adopted this as Maru's home station, because it's, I don't know where, I've got no idea where it is actually. I just like the green colour, and there's lots of plants about. So I don't know if that's a common thing. I noticed it was sort of green on the way in. I've parked my ships here. It's just, I don't know, it's sort of got some hydroponic-y stuff going on. So this is the space station I've called home. We are in, I don't know where we are. We are in, where's the sign? It's up there, isn't it? We are in Nakamura Orbital, I think in the Seitai system. Commander Terekov. So if we have only one presenter on the Frontier stream, is that Alpha community team? Very good. So,
I don't know,
right. So,
I am utterly beat.
she's utterly beat.
Disagree.
Oh, she's obviously had a hard day. So yes, this is an agricultural station. So I can look forward to some new banners. Where now? Tell me, where are these vending machines? Are they? Where? Do they exist? These vending machines? Where? I mean, they weren't talking about the terminals, were they? They don't mean this, because surely that's a terminal. Where are the vending machines? Where are they downstairs? Yeah, where are the vending machines? Okay, so there's a hydroponic thing here. Nice little green carpet there. There's a plant in a tube. There's a plant and some stuff and some what look like wooden boxes. Why would there be wooden boxes on a space station? Maybe they're not wooden. Maybe they're fake, made to look like wooden boxes. So that's a bio thing. Okay. Try the where the toilets. There aren't any toilets. Actually, that's a good point. Where are the vending machines? There aren't any vending machines. What are they talking about? Oh, do they mean these banners here? These aren't vending machines, are they?
If you're up for transport work, I've got something important that
It's
needs
just
dealing
screens in front of which they're touching. Are these supposed to be vending machines then? Because it's sort of advertising a drink there, isn't it? They are the vending machines. They don't actually vend. Okay, so I didn't even think that they were vending machines. It didn't even occur to me that they were vending machines.
You look like someone who could handle themselves.
Okay, so that's a vending machine. How do you get something out of it? I mean, I know it doesn't work, obviously, but how would you get something out of it? Do you sort of? It's actually a surprisingly low-res display, isn't it? I've got better things than that at Heathrow Airport. Okay, so that's what the vending machine. So there's banners like that, and there's more banners up there, as we saw, and the vending machines. Okay. Right. Okay. Well, that was the vending machines. So let's go and have a look then. Okay, because I think it's worth me just having a poke around, because like I said earlier in the stream, I have never tried PowerPlay at all. I did do quite a bit of work with Michael Brooks early on, in terms of the PowerPlay characters, because when PowerPlay was first introduced, I kind of looked at it and thought, well, that's sort of space politics. It's quite fun to write about, potentially, but it's not. I didn't think it wasn't my sort of elite. In fact, when PowerPlay was first announced, I was thinking, really, that's not really what elite's about. So I wasn't all that enthused by it when it first came out. And when I learned it was do this to gain this influence and move that thing across, it felt like a game of chess played on the Elite Dangerous universe. So I wasn't all that enthralled by the initial concept either. But the PowerPlay characters were a different thing, because they were introduced and they had those nice pictures and lots for the Empire and Aisling Duval and Space Princess and Space Khaleesi and all that sort of stuff, and then Felicia Winters and Admiral Patrius, etc., right, all of those things, so that was quite interesting. So and they were there and they existed, and I thought, well, it puts a bit of personality into the game. At least there's some faces, I think, for the first time ever, really, in Elite Dangerous. And when I came to write Premonition, I said to Michael Brooks, because I went to a meeting at Frontier Development's offices, not where they currently are, in their previous offices, and I basically spoke to Michael Brooks and he said, and they wanted me to write Premonition, so we talked about the contracts and blah blah blah, all the boring stuff, and then we got onto the story side of things, and I said, oh well, what about PowerPlay and all these characters? And David Braben said, we want to make sure that they get some airtime. And I say, that's not a problem. I can put them in, at least some of them anyway, because it's you don't want to have too many characters in the book because it gets a bit too hard to manage, right? And so I said, I'll choose some. Can you give me? I said, thinking they'd have this all prepped, ready to go. Can you give me any bios, sort of background information on these characters? Where do they come from? What do they do? What opinions do they hold? What kind of people are they? And Michael Brooks basically looked at me and said, there isn't any. And I was like, okay, quite surprised. So basically I had to sit down when I wrote Premonition. Because I said, well, I want to have Patrius in, because he sounds like a bit of an arse. Aisling Duval is probably the most favoured one, because she's Space Khaleesi by the players. So I've got to have her in there. And if I'm having if I'm having the Empire, I need to have the Federation in there, and I need to have the Alliance in there. So I ended up, who did I choose? The Galactic Power. So let's get this up on the screen. So I chose Edmund Mahon to be in the book. I chose Arissa Lavigne-Duval to be in there. Aisling was in there. And I also chose Zachary Hudson and Denton Patrius to be in there. That's as far as I got. So I said to Michael Brooks, those are the ones that I'm going to use. What do we do about their kind of character personalities and stuff? And Michael Brooks basically said to me, do whatever the hell you like. It says, tell me what you're going to do so I can approve it. But basically, it's up to you, Drew. You write their personalities. So I thought, right, okay, I'm going to do that. So I did. So the personalities that I came up with, for the purposes of Premonition, were a complete blank slate. I just invented what I thought they were like from scratch, and then put them into Premonition. And then obviously Michael Brooks basically said, yeah, they're fine, go with it. And we did bat around the idea of Aisling Duval being a bit smarter than what he was, but we decided that actually no, she was a front for much cleverer people, and she was actually a ditzy princess overall. So that was my fault. So they got put into Premonition, that got signed off, and the Galnets got written, etc. So that's, I guess it's canon, right? But I was really surprised they didn't put any thought into the background to these characters. So they were literally just faces on the screen. So anyway, so here we are looking at PowerPlay. So the game doesn't, again, from this perspective, looking at it here. I suppose if I was trying to find out about stuff, I'd go into the codex first. So let's have a look in the knowledge base. Does it tell me about them in here? Doesn't tell me about them in there. Does it tell me about them in... How would I find out about them? Corporations, here we are, individuals. Okay, here we go. Knowledge base individuals. So we could look up Aisling Duval. There we go. So I can't even remember if I wrote some of this. Oh no, I did write this bit. Here we go. Significantly, the most savage of Ailing's critics and the staunchest of her defenders agree on the counterpoint to this, that her apparent vacuity is nothing but a front, carefully created in collusion with the very advisors to whom others believe are exploiting her. The people's princess, they argue, is exceptionally good at being underestimated. I've got a feeling, I think I did write that, I can't remember to be honest. It sounds like something I would have written. But I don't think I wrote all of this. I didn't write this bit. So let's have a look at the Patrius one. Yeah, that one doesn't look familiar to me. So I don't know. Anyway, so all the characters are in here. Told you it's Drew's fault. Luke never stood a chance. Edmund Mahon. Product of corn farming based in Birmingham, the DESO system. What was, no, this bit I don't recognise. Well, so this looks like it's different. They must have written this after I was involved, I'm guessing. Because I can't remember when this lot appeared in the codex, but there we go. Well, I'll just do one last one. What's Arissa Livani Duval? Reigning Emperor, yes. She became the Emperor, didn't she? Arissa proceeded to go undercover as a slave to the Lagini household on Achenar. All good stuff. Anyway, so at least there's some... I think they've used a bit of my stuff. I think they've rewritten it and added quite a lot of stuff that I didn't do, but... and I only did a handful of these anyway. I was only involved in a handful of them. So I recognise bits in there. What about Jasmina Halsey? Yeah, and then there was Hudson, wasn't there? Where's Hudson? Hudson. Where's he gone? Where's Hudson? Am I just going blind? Oh, there he is. Zachary Hudson down the bottom. No. Yeah, so Hudson was involved in the various treaties and stuff. Okay, so yeah, some of that stuff is familiar. Anyway, there we go. Look at his date of birth. Where was that? Does it say that? Am I looking at the wrong one? Maybe you can... Never going to get over this vending machine, are we? So yeah. Anyway, I'm not a monster, despite with a liberal stick. Yes, yeah, nasty piece of work, Zachary. Right. Okay, so they're in there. So you can find a little bit about the people. Okay, so if I go into PowerPlay now, right. So one for the Alliance, one for the Empire, Independence. Isn't Yuri Grom the one that was added by player groups? Federation, Zachary Hudson. Why is the Federation red? Independent, Lai Yongru. Empire, Denton Patrius. Federation, Felicia Winters again. So it's never been explained to me really why there are multiple... what did I do there? Why there are multiple personalities in the same area. So Why would you choose one Empire person over the other? In fact, you've got 3 Empire choices, haven't you? 4, actually, no, 4. You've got Zemina, Torval. So why would you choose one of those over the other? The Alliance is represented by only one person. And there are independents, which sort of makes sense. But why? And there's 2 Federation ones. So why has the Empire got 4? Oh, for the rewards. Okay, so that's why it's been split up. So it's basically you can assign a cool object to each one. Okay, so can we find out? Let's go for Aisling Duval, because I think she's prismatic stuff, isn't she? Prismatic shields. So how do you find out what you would get by supporting her? So name Aisling Duval. QBO is her system. Year of birth 3276 makes sense. So what's it? What the hell is it telling me? Okay, so a little quote there. Aisling's media team uses viral propaganda campaigns to capture hearts and minds, showing a new and populist vision of the Empire. Right. It's the pledge tab. Is it? Ah, okay. So if I pledge, right. Oh, I see. Right. Okay. So Aisling is the queen of media manipulation. Yes, that's my Aisling. Should you choose to leave Aisling Duval, she'll get very upset. Honestly, there could be tears. After pledging, you will lose your rating and be unable to join another power for 0.5 days. Okay. Should you choose to defect to another power, you will carry half of your merit. What the hell is all this stuff about? And depending on your rating, will be targeted by members of that power for a period of time. Okay, so you'll be in trouble. All tokens and bonds for your power will be invalidated. Right. So, if you pledge, you get and presumably do some stuff. Right. You get various ratings. So I get a weekly bonus of 1,000 credits. Ooh, I can retire and give up this life of crime. I get no consolidation votes and 10 power commodity allocations every half an hour. Right, okay. Rating 2 gives me 50,000 credits, a consolidation vote and 15 power commodity allocations. Any influence change? I'll tell you what this is like. You know? You know when your mate comes around. In fact, I've got an evening of this like coming up. You got one of your Dungeons and Dragons mates, and he likes role play games or turn-based card games, right? He basically says stuff like this. He says, "Right, okay, everyone's got their cards, right? Turn your cards face up. Drew, you've got a consolidation vote. Yay! Oh, good. Right, and you've got 2 consolidation votes, but you can only use them." With a 15% chance roll of a dice. You need to roll a 3 or higher. So roll the dice. Okay. I've got a 4. That's good. Okay, so you can now use your power consolidation vote to move your peace counter 2 steps forward. Drew, you're dead. What? But I didn't get a go. Yes, but that's because you didn't use your consolidation vote when you had a chance to. Yeah, but I didn't know what I was supposed to do. Okay, but you... It's like, you spend the first 2 hours slowly getting inebriated with lots and lots of beer, trying to understand what the hell the rules of this game are. This is, oh dear. I'm going to persevere because that's the point of this evening's stream. But blimey, I mean, how is this stuff supposed to make sense? You're going to need a proper guide to this. Right. Now I've explained. Fizbin. Ah, Fizbin. Kratu has given an excellent. For those of you who know what Kratu is talking about, Fizbin is it's a very good, slightly arcane piece of sci-fi geek nerdom there. Well done, Kratu, for that. Fizbin is exactly right. You're going to have to go and look that up, my friend, because a piece of the action. Oh, Cosmic Drifter knows what we're talking about as well. Please don't, Drew. Have fun instead. The whole point of these streams is to go and do things I haven't had the time. I'm curious just to see what happens. Okay, hang on a minute. Here we go. That rating 3, weekly cash. Okay, well, weekly cash. Probably back then, I suppose, was useful, right? Because some money. Whereas money is now cheap. I mean, I can scan a couple of plants now, which makes all this totally irrelevant, doesn't it? I can do rating 4 by just scanning a few plants. 50 million credits a week. Sounds like it's worth having, but how long does it take to make a merit? Question. Anyway, so unlocks access to prismatic shield generators after 4 weeks pledge to the power. Okay, so you need to pledge for 4 weeks, do some stuff, get yourself to rating 3, and then you can have prismatic shields. Okay, so right. So what else? What other stuff do we have? What does Edmund give us? He gets us a retribution beam laser, which causes enhanced heat damage. Right. Arissa gives us access to the Imperial Hammer. This is a multi-shot railgun. Right. Okay. Pratnav gives us. Sorry, I just call it Pratnav. It's like a sat nav, only it's not as good. Pratnav. Yeah, sorry. It is going to be one of those streams. Yeah, in fact, it has been one of these streams. Okay, so this unlocks the Enforcer Cannon. This weapon has reduced fire weight but improved damage. Yuri Grom has a containment missile, a dumbfire missile that temporarily disrupts and reboots the target vessel's frameshift drive. Okay. Zachary Hudson gives us a pacifier frag cannon. This is a large fragmentation cannon with decreased damage, but increased range and tighter spread. Lai Yong Ru gives us the Packhound. There we go. The new Packhounds were in there as well. Unlocked after 4 weeks. This is a medium seeker missile rack that fires a salvo of drunk missiles. Unusual way of explaining it. Drunk missiles. That doesn't sound like a good thing, does it? Drunk missiles. What does Patrius give us? Come on, he must have something decent. An advanced plasma accelerator. This is a specialist plasma weapon. Okay. Alicia Winter gives us a pulse disruptor. This is a medium pulse weapon that also causes module malfunction. Archie Delane gives us the Cyto Scrambler. This is what you're talking about, Cytos. Cyto Scrambler. This is a burst laser that's highly effective against shields but does no hull damage. Okay, so it's quite good there. So is this stuff, like you say, that's a good comment actually with Demutubi. Has all of this been superseded by engineering in the interim? Did PowerPlay come before engineering? I can't remember. Okay, so and the last one, Zamina Torval gives us the Mining Lance. This is a mining laser capable of inflicting combat damage. Okay, so no, not really at all. Okay, it's more of a shopping journey than a game. Engineering made some of the modules redundant, so there are some good ones. Okay, so presumably prismatic shields sounds like the Cyto Scrambler and things like that are worth having. Okay, prismatic shields are very popular and Cytos are quite unique. Okay, so I suppose the question is going to be then, for PowerPlay version 2, are they going to change these rewards? Because most of the players who have played PowerPlay in the past would have done it, right? Why would they do it again? Because they've already got the gear, right? This is the thing with all of these things. What is the motivation for doing this again? What is the point of getting involved in PowerPlay? It's got to be fun, but you've got to have a reason to care. I've always said these things. You've got to have a reason to care. What are the consequences? I'm not sure that banners and updated vending machines are going to quite cut it. The Space Princess commands it. There is little to bugger all motivation. And I don't think I haven't seen anything yet that's changed that. I like the fact that the stations will change, but I've got to have a reason to care in the game for that. And that we haven't heard anything. I mean, we haven't heard anything yet. Maybe it's coming. So if I want to choose one of these, so let's go for Aisling Devour because she's the obvious one for the moment. I'm not going to pledge to her at the moment, but okay. So why would I choose her other than the rewards? Is there a reason? I mean, what does she believe in? Progress is what the Empire needs to remain as the beacon of civilization. Okay, so she's Imperial. It doesn't tell me why I would pledge to her, though. There were many player groups playing against each other. Okay, so she's anti. She is pretty. I have pledged. I mean, a lot of gamers are going to go down that route. To be fair, the blue hair anime princess isn't enough of a reason. No one cares. She might as well be every because she's got nice vending machines. Dear. So, yeah. But yeah. There are also benefits level 5. Okay, so literally, is it just because you want to? Oh, hang on. So hang on. Pledge allegiance. Here, this gives us a little bit. Ashling is the queen of media manipulation, right? Okay. So what does it say about Patrius, for example, in the same area? Senator Patrius' industrial military complex allows him to offer supporters discounted weaponry in his domain. Okay. It doesn't really explain what I'm going to get. It's not telling me what the risks are either. You know, if I'm assuming if I pledge to one, then the others go, he's public enemy number 1, 2, and 3, right? So she's an imperial waifu. She does great snacks, and she has magic hearts. Do a couple of runs of shipping pamphlets, facing the mind-numbing task of many clicks to load them. Realise that PowerPlay is okay. Well, let me. I mean, I don't even know where I am. Which power am I closest to? Okay, so I can see why they're changing this. So, because this is horrible, isn't it? Ugh, it's a right mess. So actually, I'm down here in yellow space. How would I know? Am I actually in a power plant? I am. Anyway, my system is in this yellow zone. So, how would I know which yellow zone that is? There are 2 yellow zones, confusingly, next to each other. So, my home system there. Don't eat the don't eat the yellow space. So okay, well, that's green. That's Yuri Grom, isn't it? So it's. How can I tell the difference between these 2 yellow spaces? Can I switch some of this off? No, it doesn't. It's got to be Pratnav Antel or what's the other? Why have they got 2 yellow ones? So it's either Evil Eye Yongru or Pratnav Antel. So how do I know? Because if I've sort of adopted this system as my home system, right? Can I switch some of this off? That's exactly what they're going to change. Okay, so I'm in a yellow area, but there's a bubble here. But how do I don't understand how I know which faction that is. Why can't I turn off some of the factions? It doesn't tell me here. It just says system information, allegiance independent. It doesn't tell me which PowerPlay thing. Go to the system, right? Okay. Ah, no, Pratnav Antil? Or was that just the one I was looking at? No, that doesn't help. That's just who I've got selected. It's a system map. Okay, so go into the system map for this system. Right. How do I get to the system map from here? Right, there we go. View system map. You're supposed to use an aura. Right, it says I'm independent. Okay, so is it in here? Factions. No, those are the local factions. PowerPlay information. Ah, there we go. Finally, blimey. Right, so we're in Lee Yong-ru's zone of stuff. Okay, so if I'm going to pledge to anybody, I should pledge to him, right? See. This is painful. It's not easy to figure out. I mean, this is you can see it from the galaxy map. Okay, so how could I have seen that from the galaxy map? PowerPlay info is on the right with the system selected. Oh, up there. Jesus. Right, okay. Right, so now I know I'm in Lee Yong-ru's space. Yeah, so apologies, Freaky Digger. I have not tried PowerPlay before. I've totally ignored it. So it's like this is a bit painful. Okay, so if I'm going to pledge to anybody, it would be this guy, because this is my system for purposes of roleplay is here, right? So what do I get from him? I'm getting. Oh, I will get the pack hound missiles. Okay, so that's not a bad thing. All right, shall I? What's this guy kind of like? Okay, so serious gov's meta government strategies synergize the benefits of different cultures and societies. What does that mean? That's management speak. Serious gov's meta government strategies synergize. Bit of blue sky thinking. It's gonna leverage our meta synergies and find a win-win situation for all stakeholders. It's space corporate bullshit basically going on here. If you pledge, I'm going to have to shoot you. He decides vending machines. Dear. It's green grassing. So what's with the hand? No, that's the wrong hand. There we go. Try it. No, that's not right. There we go. Is that right? There we are. Is he sort of shaking his hand, or is he levitating something? I don't know what he's doing. If I'm not wrong, you can't change allegiance very easily. Okay, just Sean says, even for bothering with PowerPlay, I'm going to have to shoot you. He's reaching out for synergies. He is. He's about to ask you to call. Dear. Right, if I go back out, will he give me another quote? No. Maybe he'll give me another quote if I go back out there. Come on, give me another quote. Oh, there we go. I can get freedom to act brings with it the responsibility to choose wisely. Okay, well that sounds like wisdom. What else does he say? With enough data, we can predict almost anything. Okay. Oh, then we're back to serious govs. Corporate stuff. Okay, so he's only got a limited series of quotes. Doesn't really tell me a great deal about this guy. But we could maybe get some pack-hound missiles. Right. Okay. So this is the guy. So for the purposes of role play, my home base is in his system. So I'm going to pledge to him, because that's the sort of thing you would do, I think, in this game. Let's go read. So okay, preparation. What does this tell me then? Okay, you're not pledged to him at the moment. Pledged to participate in preparation tasks. Lai Yong leverages his connections with the Sirius Corp to bring an irresistible flood of discounts and media presence, inspiring spending and investment from the population. What the hell is all this? This is Dungeons and Dragons. It is one of those card games. So. Right, I'm going to pledge just for the hell of it, because let's just see what happens. Okay, so pledge allegiance. Warning! Pledging allegiance. Are you sure you want to join Lee Yong-ru? I don't. But let's see what's going to happen. Confirm. Right, I'm pledged. Okay. So what do I do? Now I'm in trouble. Right. Okay. So, all right. So, what? D&D is easy to understand. Okay, so I will have to come for you now. Everyone hates me because I've pledged. Is that the reason? What do I have to do? I don't understand. What do I have to do? I'm pledged. Okay, so does it give me a mission? What does it give me? So, right, you need to support expansion or undermine to gain merits. Right. Okay, so Do I have to go to one of these systems? Vending machine power. What? I don't have a vote. Okay. Well, my feedback thus far is there's definitely a lot to improve in PowerPlay. Okay, so what? Go to power. Ah, there's a contact. Well, obviously. How would I know that? How would I know how to do that? Okay, so there's a contact now, is there? Ah, there we go. Right, okay. Right. Current status is controlled by thing. Right. The Young's trait. Right. Fast track quota. The Young's trade teams turning the trade deals and franchise target systems prime economic cities, bringing in consumer opportunities and credit lines. Take Sirius's packages from here to target the system support. Okay, so you have consumed your quota, have I? What does that mean? Fast track next quota for 100, then. So you get PowerPlay cargo every 30 minutes. Okay, I literally just missed it. Oh, so it's pay to win. It's time gated. Oh, God. Let's make it fun, they said. Let's make it easily accessible, they said. Let's make it really rewarding and easy and straightforward to play, they said. No, actually, let's not do any of those things. You have to pay to speed it up. Right, okay, so these are things I can do. Take control. Ferrying investors to target existing shares and corporation ships. Okay, so I can do two things. So I can prepare the systems, lead them by the wallet. Take some serious franchise packets from here to targeted systems. Let's try that. Okay, let's just blow 100,000 credits. Right. Collect serious franchise packet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hang on a minute. I'm in the wrong ship here, aren't I? This ship isn't armed. Let me go and get my. I better take the right ship. That's not the right button. Where's the ship? Oh, there we go. Let's go back to the Cobra, because if I fly out in my exploration ship, I'll be doomed, won't I? Right, let's get the Cobra. Right, okay. Right, so Starport services. Oh god, this is painful. Power contact. Right. Collect the franchise packets. We've got enough space to do it. We could do that one as well. Let's just do one. Okay, so I've got some packages. Confirm. Take serious franchise packages from here to targeted systems to support the campaign and align them to serious government aims. So I've become a corporate shill in game. Right. Okay. Right. Does that tell me where to go? Is that a no? Where? Okay. So how do I? It's not a mission. So how does one know where? Let me just get rid of that codex voucher. No, it's not that one. Contacts. There we go. So how do I know where to go? What's the? Okay, so you might need a ship with a lot of cargo, but I've become a crew. But where? Okay, so where do I go to? It doesn't tell me anything. This. No, there's nothing there. So, in the PowerPlay screen, simply invert the field bolts to the downside of the field margin. I have tried sorting it 3 times. Okay, so where's the PowerPlay screen? Right, back to here. I would say you're slightly better at PvP than the PvP. It doesn't make any sense. How are you supposed... Oh, here we go. Is this it? Right, there we go. Right, so I need to go to the planner system. Right, view on map. Oh, God, Jesus. Right, plot a route. 4 jumps. We can do that. Right, let's try that then. Jesus, that was obscure. I mean... Is that right? Okay. It's fun. I hope they took a look at the game mechanics and some of the user interface designs here. I seem to... Right, thank you for the follow, Doc Moo. I'm not quite sure why you followed, because this is not the most interesting stream we've ever done. Why is that parked in the entrance? Right, Doc. There's a whole bunch of other players around. Give me Sage Counselor guidance.
Okay for heavy traffic. Steer clear of other vessels.
Right. So essentially you pledge for 4 weeks and then do 750 in one go to get the reward. So that's basically how you game it a bit, is it? Okay. Now, am I likely to get attacked because I'm now pledged to?
You are clear of station.
What's his face?
Have a safe journey.
You're supposed to queue. No, I never queue. You haven't seen me driving my car. Understanding how to apply for a mortgage and working out 30 years of payments is easier than understanding the government. You're not wrong. I mean, I do my tax returns. Well, technically my accountant does my tax returns and I sign them off, but at least I understand what's going on. I've done my pensions, I've done my mortgage, I've done my investments and everything else. I can understand all that. That's all straightforward. Whereas this is obtuse. Combat mode, don't I? What's going on? There we go. Techeron says, "You betrayed the Empire. Prepare to die." I don't think I've betrayed the Empire. It's vending machine destroyer. I don't think Maru was ever part of the Empire. This is the first time he's ever shown any kind of allegiance, and he's aligned to the independents. There we go. First time chat from Dark Mood. Drew Wagar, I've listened to your videos about the ED law. They're all great. Thank you for them. No problem at all, my friend. No problem at all. Glad you found. I've been a bit remiss on those lately because I've run out of time because I'm moving house at the moment, and all my stuff is getting packed up, so I can't do any more little videos. But I will try and get back to completing those as well. Congratulations, Commander. You've played with power. Please fill out the questionnaire for us over this week. Oh dear. He knows everything about the law, but he can't play the game. Oh, have I arrived? No, we didn't do 4 jumps. Why is it? We're not in the right system. What is going on? We're supposed to be going there. So why? No, that's not where we said we were going. We're supposed to be here. Sometimes I don't understand if I'm being an idiot. Well, I mean... Okay, alright. Calm down at the back there. Stop sniggering with WGB. Or whether there are actually some bugs going on here that I'm not sure. Whether I'm experiencing bugs or whether I'm just totally and utterly incompetent. I can't even recognise my own incompetence. I did what? I shot myself in my foot. Monk says, I could tolerate any insurance seminar. For days I could sit there and listen to it go on and on and on with a big smile on my face, and they'd say, how can you stand it? and I can say I've done power play. Techeron says, you betrayed the Empire, prepare to die through my vending machine accelerator. Commander Foxy is very grateful you shared his message. Triplex is me, by the way. Oh, okay. I hadn't realised that Techeron and Triplex were the same person. Sorry. I will express my regards to Commander Foxy in a bit. Right. Okay. Let's get across to Planner.
Fuel scooping.
And see what happens.
Fuel scooping complete.
So far, nothing has happened.
Frameshift drive charging.
Tip: get a T9. It goes faster, and you need 740 more merits after this run. Okay, so you can buy that with a whole bunch of money. So basically, it's not quite pay to win in the sense of actually spending real money, but you have to use in-game credits to buy your way to getting more propaganda to take to other systems. It's like, well, if you want. Why would you, as a power play person, go, yeah, I really, really want to spread some influence in this system. Can you take me some leaflets? Yeah, sure. Oh, well, here you go. You can have 10 leaflets every half an hour. Well, don't you want me to get this stuff to them? Yeah, I do. But I don't want you to get them there too fast. Okay, so what are you trying to achieve? Yeah. I want them to get my notifications on a regular basis. Like, but if you want to give me some cash, you can have the whole lot now. Okay. Makes no sense at all. Right, so what do I do? Do I go to a space station? Let's go to that space station. Politics is corrupt. I suppose it is. So far, nothing bad has happened to me. Is that because I'm in friendly space? You can't buy more than 10 at a time. It is mind-numbing. So it is a glorified postman. Yeah, it is, isn't it, really? Okay. Let's not complain about what everyone knows. Let's appreciate they want to change it. Well, are they going to change... This is the question, though, isn't it, Andy? Are they going to change the mechanics? They've talked about changing the UI, and they've talked about changing the impacts of what's going on visually with very exciting vending machines. But is the actual what you do in your spaceship bit of it, is that going to change? Nobody's going to hijack me for my leaflets, but I'm doing important political stuff here. What I do today might very well have ramifications for the entire history of the galaxy, because you can't deliver too much serious propaganda, right? If they want to make it clearer to understand, then they need to change. Yeah, I mean, I would definitely agree. I mean, there's no way. It doesn't use the mechanics you expect it to use. So I was assuming that you'd get a mission, effectively, to go and do some stuff. Why doesn't it use the existing mechanisms to tell you, highlight this off? I suppose it gives you the choice. I suppose that's what they need to do, don't they? They need to give you the choice of where you go, so you've got some influence in the systems you influence, or choose to influence. I suppose that does make sense. So, here's the entrance.
LAC Mike Echo Romeo. This is Flight Operations Department. Please comply with established docking procedures, Commander.
Let's do a run.
Access granted. Set down on landing pad 3-1.
Vending machine repairman. We would be space adventurers, but if you got a blocked nozzle, we're your guys. Boom. There's a ship sitting right in the entrance. Why do they do that? Get out of the way, you space boy racer. Where's my pen? They need some system control over the entry and exit to these spaceports. To be honest, I never understood why they didn't put a hole on the back of the space station and one on the front, because you could have an in and an out, couldn't you? That would be a lot more logical and a lot less dangerous. rather than having everybody go for a really, really narrow slot at the front.
Contact. Dispatching ground crew.
PowerPlay is the mystery, wrapped up in enigma, hidden in a vending machine. It's called Elite Dangerous. Yeah, but that's just stupid design, isn't it? Let's have all the danger concentrated in a very, very small spot and increase the risk as much as we possibly can. Right, so okay, so I'm here. So I go to the contacts. I go to the power contact. Mike Pratt. Mr. Pratt. Right, okay, deliver 10 things. So they're bits of cargo, right? Oh, I've gained 10 merits and 1,000 credits. Well, that was worth my time. Almost paid for the fuel. Okay, back to main page. So, so is that it? And in tonight's exciting stream, Drew takes some leaflets across space. Okay, so hang on a minute. Rating. So these are the merits. Okay, so I've got 10 merits. Oh, look, I'm already at rating 1. I've achieved the thing. So if I do 10 of those, I get a bit more, and I get a vote. And if I get 750, right? Okay, which is what you're saying. But I can't. I have to wait half an hour for every 10, don't I? Unless I want to pay some cash. So hang on a minute. 75 times half an hour. That's. I've got to leave the game running for 30 hours, non-stop, and press a button every 30 minutes. Is that right? Unless I pay money. Is that right? No, that can't be right. And you need to wait 4 weeks to get the weapons anyway. You'll have to buy them to speed it up. That's. Oh, and you're what? Okay, it's the other. Yeah, right. That's how it works. Right, just wait until they expand people. Okay, so that was gonna be my next question. We'll get on to that in a minute. Dragoneye, what? Your merit halves every week. Okay, so basically pledge, wait 4 weeks, and then do 750 in one go to get the thing. So that's basically what everybody does. Basically, they pledge, wait 4 weeks, do a big run to get rating 3, get the thing, and then you just unpledge and go to the next power and get the next thing. That's basically it. God, that needs a serious redesign, because what's the point other than the thing? I mean, I understand players wanting to get the thing, so you buy and then store the modules when you want to, and then you pledge it. That's it. So basically, if you get the prismatic shield, I kind of in my head assumed you had to stay pledged to use them or something. But so if you pledge to Aisling, do the thing for 4 weeks, get the prismatic shields, then you can just unpledge, go to Lee Rong Yu and pledge to him for a bit and do the same thing every again. But you get to keep the thing. It's not like penalised from you. There's an unpledged cooldown. Okay, you can only buy them when pledged. Right, so you have to buy all the ones that you think you're going to need. Okay, it's cool. Ah, dear. So you can't buy it when you're not pledged, but you can buy a stack load of them. Okay. Right, so you keep them as long as you store them before you leave, right? Wow. So how to be level 4 rep for faction in 30 minutes. Go to an enemy controlled system, kill the enemy faction member, validate your kill at the station and wait 4 weeks to get your weapon. Wow, okay. So pledge, wait 4 weeks, earn money in between. Then, so basically, you use the money to buy the things that you've got to transport. It does. That's exactly what it feels like. It feels like a mobile phone game. That's exactly what it feels like. Did you not research any of this, Drew? No, I didn't. I deliberately didn't, because I mean, what I'm trying to do on this stream, for all the bits of the game that I've never touched before, I just want to dive in and see what the experience is like if you're unfamiliar with it. And it's just so you basically get yourself an anaconda so you can store stuff in it, right? Okay. Wow. Okay. All right. So that was that was it. Okay. And then you can. Okay, so that helps to prepare these systems. So I could do some more. So if I wanted to do that again, I've already forgotten how to do it. Oh no, I have to go to the contact. So let's try that quickly again. Mr. Pratt. Oh, so okay, so I can only. Oh, hang on. So I've got to take them from the control system. So it's not even it's not even a two-way mission street. I've got to go back now to the core place. Oh, actually, no. Where I was from, which was not the centre, was it? It was just my home system. But I can't do anything here, so I can't take anything back. And so I'm just overcome with PowerPlay. That's exactly what's happened. Yeah, so basically you do 750 in a T9 in one go. Wow. So check the PowerPlay page again. Right. Okay. You can try normal trading to recoup some money, right? So I'm going to need a bigger ship and more cash. Yeah. So I'm going to need. So if I want to, hang on a minute. I'm just going to do some maths here. So if I want to do it without spending money, let's just work it out. I need 750 things, right? So I'm going to need a calculator, not a notepad. What am I doing there? You can't see this, sorry. So, but if I get 10 every half an hour, that's 75. That's divided by 2. So that's 37 hours, 37 and a half hours I need to spend just waiting for the game to allow me to have some stuff. Okay, which is just mad. But if I only get 10 at a time, but I have to, so that would be 75 individual transactions times by 100,000. That's, okay, so it's not that bad, 7.5 million, right? I'd have to spend to buy all of the things that I need to transport on behalf of the power that I've just pledged to. Oh, you get more the more rank you have. Right, okay. Oh, and obviously the travel and doing the damn thing. You're not spending money, you're donating to the cause. Yeah, I've heard that one from the HMRC. That's what Her Majesty's government tries to tell me when I'm paying taxes. You're not spending money, Mr. Wagar, you're donating to the cause. What cause is that? That's the politician's benevolence retirement policy, as far as I can work out. That was for preparation. For control, you can only get the cargo from. Okay, so this isn't fun. This is not fun for me. The busted roads and the bad water. Her Majesty. Well, it used to be Her Majesty. Sorry, yes, it's His Majesty now, isn't it? Good point. But this is not the point. Getting a module is not what people do for PowerPlay. So, okay, so some players presumably try and get the module, but some are basically trying to control. So let me just. Okay, so that's the other side of this, the sort of gamey aspect of PowerPlay. So what is, I'm trying to understand this. What's going on here? So preparation is getting a system into a state to allow other things to happen. Is that right? It's linked to the background simulation. I'll be able to do it. Vending machine. Yeah. Okay, so you prepare for expansion. When you're in expansion, you can control. Oh, I see. Right, here we go. So there are no systems to expand because there are no systems were successfully prepared last cycle. So how is a cycle a week? Okay, so we are trying to prepare 2 systems? Oh, okay, so hang on. To the planner system is where we... Right, okay, so we're trying to prepare it. Right. How are we doing? Do we know how we're doing? How do I tell how well we're doing in preparing the system? British taxation system. Stats. Okay. Right. Right. Okay. Hang on. What that? Oh God. But nearest opponent is Denton Patriots. But surely these are the top 9 systems, of which there only appear to be 2. So I would expect to click on here and say, right, we need to take 10,000 more things to get it to the right state. How do I know how well we're doing into planner? Because that's not red. This one is red. It's just got different numbers. What does it mean? Oh, excuse me. The new week has just started. Okay, because it's Thursday. I presume it resets Thursday morning or something. The new week just started, so I guess not much progress. This is the first day. Yeah, excuse me. Sorry about that. Well, PP is complicated, Drew. Yeah, it certainly is. And we love to tell you that, but come in next week. Really. I can see how they want to improve this UI so we can see what the hell is going on, because what does anything mean, says Wintumucci, getting all a bit existentialist suddenly in the chat. So, oh wow. Make it more accessible would make sense. I kind of get this. So we prepare the system, then we can expand it, and then... Okay, so hang on, the control shows something else. So what is this? This is fortify and undermine. It's just gobbledygook. This is... How are you supposed to learn this? Okay, Welsh Dragon says, wrong here, there's only 324 CC. He won't be doing the first and second. He won't have enough to do the third, hence it's... Okay. Right, so CC, I don't know what CC is, but what is CC? Does it tell me what CC is? No. CC income. CC command capital, right? That's a very gamey mechanism, isn't it? Okay, so I've done 10. Okay, so is this collectively between all the players who are pledged to Lee Yong Yu have achieved 324, what was it again? Command capitals. Right. And we can spend that on these 2 systems. So we have to spend 112 of it on that one and 212 doing consolidation, and that means we haven't got enough to do that one. Right. Okay. And then at a certain level I'm allowed to vote in what we do. Okay, right, starting to sort of make a bit of vague sense. And if we prepare something effectively, then we can expand into systems we've already prepared. Right. Okay, so you do need to coordinate this. So what you're saying is, if I was doing this properly, which obviously I'm not, I would have to go to the Discord of the PowerPlay group. So without Discord and any kind of online forum or something, how would you coordinate this activity? There's no in-game tool to do it, is it? Okay. So it's taken them 9 years to get to the vote. Yeah, we should update this. Control systems cost CC unless they're fortified, right? So they sort of drain CC. Yeah. Base nuke is like whatever. So yes, it's no ASB event, which is why FDEC core ding ding. This will be what the hell are you trying to type there, Cosmic Drifter? Hold a seance. We could tell you what, even better with the elite theme, we could hold a seance in Seance. How about that? All right. You know what? Let's just go to the pub, shall we? If that's got to make sense, I don't want to be sober. Oh dear, dear, dear. Well, I do apologise, my friends and fellow commanders. That was possibly the least interesting Elite Dangerous stream I have ever done in my entire life. I'm glad I didn't try PowerPlay before, because that was no, it wasn't me. Let's be fair to it. I suppose if you like that sort of collaboration and gamey, it's moving things around on the chessboard basically, isn't it? If you want that in a game, I wouldn't have thought Elite was where you'd put it though. It just doesn't feel like it's the sort of thing that Elite should be. I mean, I kind of get the space politics bit. I get that because I'd like to have a reason to fight for a political entity and do politically motivated stuff in a game. That does make sense, and that does make sense in the context of Elite Dangerous. But that interface and that kind of weird stuff, command capital and do this and do that, and you need to spend money to get this, doing any of it every 30 minutes. It's like, oh my god. Okay, so we've done our bit. Well, I'm going to leave. Should you choose to leave Eurong after pledging, you'll lose your rating and be unable to join Power for another half a day. That's fine by me. It wasn't him, it was me. To the pub, my friend. That was... Oh, actually, that was going to be my other question. So is any of that stuff, is that integrated into Odyssey, or is it just in the spaceship part of the game? Is it Horizons only stuff? Yeah, if I go down to a base on the ground, does PowerPlay exist down there? Or what? After this, I can take one down. I'm going to need to. That was. It definitely needs a version 2. Whether I'll touch it, whether it is a version 2. No. It's currently Horizons only. Okay, so maybe version 2 is going to include some stuff. I mean, the interior decoration stuff. There we go, my friends. Hello. It's just. It can still have some meaning. Okay, brain still works. Obsidian did have his voice in game early in the name station entry, and then when he disrespectfully another faction took control of his voice, was it? Did they take his voice out? Wasn't it Obsidian Orbital? I always meant to go there to hear his voice in the game. I never managed it. I didn't realise they'd taken his voice out. That seems a bit harsh. I can see the conversation now, says Auckland Shaw. Excuse me, sir, we have the results of your survey on how to improve the game. 99% want ship interiors and explosion, 1% want to spend weeks supporting a leader delivering pamphlets. It's conclusive then, therefore we're going to deliver some pamphlets. Now we know why Simon was sick. Imagine having to do a deep dive into this. Well done, Commanders, for putting up with all that. I said at the beginning of the stream when we were watching the Frontier Unlocked, I said what we need is for the Frontier to do a playthrough of the dynamics so we can sort of see how it works. I'm not going to watch that stream. I mean, I'm quite inept at playing these things, as you know, but I don't think the Frontier team play their game all that often either. That was, I mean, some of you have done that as well for real. So, I tip my hat to you. Crazy. Right, let's head to the bar, my friends. Everyone to the bar. Where's my button? No, not that one. I want the point. Where's my pointy button? Yeah, there we go. No, where's the point? Where's the point button? Is it fire? That way. Go that way. That's it. Go that way. That way. That way. That way.
These features come as standard. So choose the fertile lands and meet danger head on.
Can I help you, Commander?
I'd like a drink, please, Cliff. Can I have a drink?
Trading, selling, or both?
No, I just want a beer.
All right, it's your loss.
I can't I have a beer? Going to the bar rather than going to the vending machines, yeah. Drew had hair when he started this screen. I certainly had hair when I started playing Elite, that's for sure. The snake bite and black on me, says Drew. Yeah, I'd like that. I wish you could have a drink. I don't know why they can't do
I
that.
haven't been this tired in ages.
Fair point.
No matter what I do, I just can't get a solid 6.
Sure.
That's because you've been playing PowerPlay, mate. These guys are in a conversation by me. These guys obviously try PowerPlay as well. I can't get any sleep. He looks very unhappy. I tried PowerPlay once. I've got PTSD. Oh dear. So I played
How would you say
PowerPlay
this
once.
port stacks up against your usual stop-off?
I can't see myself coming back here anytime soon.
Nope. You got that right,
For a
mate.
giant lump of metal in the middle of a vacuum, this place is surprisingly cozy.
Actually, I've never seen the attraction of this place.
Ah, dear. This guy's bored of PowerPlay. I think he is. Ah, dear, oh dear, oh dear. Right, well, anyway, my friends, sorry that wasn't the most entertaining stream ever. We actually achieved some ferrying of some leaflets across space for Lee Rong Yu. I hope you appreciated our effort. That was painful. I'm not doing that again. I'll let somebody else do. But well, I will check out PowerPlay version 2 now that I've experienced PowerPlay version 1. Ugly Spirit. I'm not joking when I say I've just been asleep for the last 45 minutes. Sorry.
How are you finding this?
Right, anyway, lovely to see. Who have I got on the screen? Commander Kalia, Commander Norlander, Commander Hox Lightyear, Commander Tekeron, Commander Biff Boy, Commander Paphos, Commander Ozzy, Commander Minsky, Commander Stupid Ass. And there was somebody else. There we go, but I don't know where they went. So, my friends, thank you very much for joining me in this amazingly exciting exploration of PowerPlay. Oh, and there's Commander Deadstar Omega as well. Good to see you. No problem. Now, you need to find me somebody to raid. Hopefully somebody who's doing something more interesting than I was. Who shall I raid? Find me a streamer who is it hasn't got many people watching. Or yeah, let's support the smallest streamers we can find. So find me something to raid. We'll jump across there just to give them a boost. It's always nice to give people a boost. Who's going to give me loot psych? Says Electro Ace. How many viewers have they got?
Tired in ages.
Or Stargoid. Stargoid? No, Stargoid's a big streamer, isn't he? I don't know how you find that out. Or 36. Okay, Lieutenant Psych sounds like a good one. Let's do that. I don't think I've done them before, so let's do that. Right, / raid LT. Well, Major Scrin has 4. Oh well, I mean, let's go for the smallest possible one. Okay, we'll go for Major Scrin then. So it's basically a competition. Who can find the lowest a stream with the lowest number of counts, and then we'll go there. Yes, next week it's going to be an exciting stream where we do some vending machine maintenance. Let's try Major Skeen. Here we go. All right, we're going to go pop across and give him or her a boost. I don't even know what it is. There we go. I'm charging the raid mechanism.
You're no stranger to travel. What do you think of this starport?
Right, we are ready to raid. Right, sending you across to Major Screen now. See you, my friends. See you next Thursday. I won't be here on Monday, but see you next Thursday. Take it easy, my friends. Be good. Right on, commanders. Yeah, we'll block the soup nozzles next week. Take care, my friends. Be good. And see you soon.